You are now tuned into Armor Up Athletics, hosted by Phillip, Leviner, and Matt Quinn.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Armor Up Athletics, Episode 1. I am Matt Quinn, joined by the one and only Phillip Leviner.
What's going on, guys? Glad to be here today.
Yes, it's great. Great time to be with us, man. We want to tell you a little bit about ourselves to start this show and how we're going to flow with this thing. Number one, we do want to share. We are not professionals, okay? We're not professional podcasters. We're not professional preachers. We're not pastors. We're not ordained. We're none of that. We want to share our message and maybe help you. Am I correct, Phillip?
Absolutely. The main thing is just hearing, what we got to say and maybe find something in this 30 to 40 minutes that you can relate to, and hopefully it'll bless you. And that's all we want to really do. We'll get better every week as we do this. So, that's what we're here for.
Yeah. So, and number two, we're passionate about two things: Jesus and sports, obviously. I'm not going to leave out our family in there because we got our kids and our wives. We got to make sure we give them a shout out too there, Phillip. But Jesus and sports is what this podcast is going to be about. So we will get better. We will continue to grow this thing. Hopefully you can share for us. We're going to be on Facebook, Armor Up Athletics. We'll be going, releasing episodes on Wednesday nights, and we'll give you some updates as on social media channels throughout the way. But first and foremost, we want to tell you a little bit more about ourselves, and I'll let Phillip start out with his cause, his foundation, 24L.
Yeah, so Phillip Leviner here, guys. A lot of you may or may not know me from Sherall, South Carolina. Graduated high school in 1992. Home of the Braves. Let's go. We'll be talking about them this year too. But we have a foundation called 24L on my hat here, Work in Silence. My son Jagger and I kind of got together on this. Just give you a quick background. We raise money for kids who can't afford to play rec sports and things like that. There's a lot of kids out there that we think that deserve a chance to play, and money shouldn't come in between that. We know times are hard. The economy's tough. People prioritize things different. Jagger got to see that firsthand with some kids that wasn't able to play. So he asked me to kind of help him out. So we started this cause, and we raise money and we give it to the recreation departments and they disperse it. It's very discreet. We don't call anybody out, anything like that. Because, some people don't want to come ask for help, right? They don't want to tell you that they can't do it. So this is a very discreet type deal where we don't blast people out there and tell them who we paid for. We don't worry about that. It's not for credit. We give them the money and we pray about it, and they use the money as they see fit for the kids that need to play. So that's the basis. It's kind of new. We're still working to get that brand out there a little bit more. Jagger works really hard in the community to try to put himself out there, and be a role model for kids, and works really hard. So we're going to keep doing it. And the biggest thing that we talk about with 24 is work in silence, right? You don't have to brag about what you do. Just let your success show on the field and in life. So kind of where we're at with that one.
Yeah, awesome. Before we even thought of this idea, I have the same 24L hat sitting on my hat rack right now. So it'll make an appearance.
Early.
It'll make an appearance here soon. So more about me now. Obviously, we both rocking our hats today. Mulligan Ministries is something that me and my daughter kind of started. Mulligan, obviously, I'm a golf fanatic. Love playing golf. She loves to go out there and document and make videos. But the name just came up, Mulligan Ministries, because Mulligan, we all need a redo sometimes, and I feel like God has given us the ultimate mulligan, His ultimate grace. No matter what we do, how bad our shot is, He'll give us that redo. He'll give us that mulligan. So that's where the name came from. On the hat, you see P234. It's really a conversation starter because I wore it to the course yesterday. I'm like, hey, what's P234 mean? Well, it's Philippians 2, 3, and 4. And it kind of plays into what Phillip was talking about. We don't want to make money off of this podcast. We don't want to become famous. Like, we're doing this to help others. And like he said with his foundation. So I want to read that quick verse just because it's on my hat. Don't do anything only to get ahead. Don't do it because you are proud. Instead, be humble. Value others more than yourselves. So that's kind of the foundation of Mulligan Ministries. And, when there's a lot of people that have seen some of Phillip's videos and some of the changes that he's making in his life, and I'm going through similar situations, similar trials and tribulations, so to speak, that we're going through. I think it was a few days after the 4th of July. A good friend of mine, and he coaches at Eastside High School up in the upstate, Coach Woolcock. He came out with a podcast called Fourth and Faith, and just started watching it. And hopefully we can get Coach Woolcock on here one night as a guest with us. But just started watching the first episode, and I was like, man, we have fourth and faith moments in our life, and it hit me. And there's going to be some people that see this and like, Matt Quinn, like, are you kidding me? He's over here talking about Jesus, and we've seen him do this, and we've seen him do that, and we've heard him do this. Like, and yeah, we have. But guess what? I got my mulligan. I'm taking it, and they're unlimited, and they don't even cost anything, Phillip. You're not going up there and buying a mulligan package. Like, God is giving you this mulligan. He's paid for it. He's done it for you. So, people can say what they want. Phillip said it in one of his past videos. Like, we're going to get hate. We're going to get people like watching us. But, for me and him, and he said something that was really cool one time when I was watching Phillip's videos was, I don't care what you think about me. And it's really a way of holding us accountable. Like, we're holding each other accountable. Me and Phillip, we've known each other for a long time. I'm married into the family, right? So we've known each other for a long time, and we talked here and there. But like over the past, 2, 3, 4 weeks, like it's been a daily text message at least, a verse, a song that we're listening to, just sharing things.
And I think that's God, man. That's God moving. You know what I'm saying? I think God puts people in your life at the right time, and He takes people out of your life at the right time.
Ain't no doubt.
You got to change things up when you get into this lifestyle, and it's a lonely road at times, right? I mean, it can be lonely. It can feel lonely. It's hard. There's no. I told my son the other day, there's nothing really that seems fun about serving God. Like, it's very hard to do this life. It's very hard to live this. It's easy to live in the world. It's easy to live in the flesh. It's easy to go to the bar. It's easy to do all the things that I've done in my life. So, for me, it is accountability. That's why I have to get on here, because same thing you just said, Matt, there's a lot of people's going to see this and be like, oh my God, Phillip Leviner and God, that shouldn't even be in the same realm, right? So it's accountability. It's a tough walk, but it's something that I feel, going back to February when I quit drinking, and then my incident in May that put me in the hospital. There's a lot of reflection there, man. When you're laying in the hospital bed and you don't know what your future holds, I know that's a tough time to come to God, but maybe that was God humbling me and letting me know, hey, man, it's time to switch these gears. So I love it, man. I love our talks. I love our texts and songs. You got to have somebody to walk this thing with, because it's not easy, brother. It's really not. So.
Yeah, I would encourage you all, like, if you're going through something, like, find you an accountability partner. Find you somebody that's trying to do the same things as you. Like, I always say, like, you are who you hang out with. I tell my players that all the time. Like, if you're hanging out with knuckleheads, like, you're probably a knucklehead. You're hanging out with good kids that making good grades, probably a good kid. So you are who you hang out with. So you got to find somebody to help you and hold you accountable through this walk. And like, me and Phillip have really connected and bonded through that. So, back to like fourth and faith, I started making these changes, started going to church again, started diving into my Bible, and some things is like jumping off the page now. Like, I grew up in a Christian household and went to church with my grandparents and all that, kind of got off the path, but, just getting back into it now, it's like really eye-opening to how things are applying to my life and how the Bible is really changing my life and my family, my kids. Maddie, my oldest daughter, like, when she was talking about the upcoming school year, she said she wanted to go to a Christian school because she loves Jesus and she wants to learn more about him. So as soon as I heard that, like, yeah, it's going to cost me a little bit of money, but like, I'll find a way, because if you tell me you love Jesus, like, and then, me coming into this public platform, like, I've never had a problem doing interviews, and like I talked to news media about football and this and that, but I was always shy and nervous to get on here and share stuff like this, because of what we've talked about before. People like, oh, I've seen him do this, I've seen him do that, but the biggest change, and I got to thank you for this, Phillip, the biggest change and made me want to do this is like seeing your videos, seeing your vulnerability, your passion. Like we've known each other, and you know, just the way that you handle those videos. And like, no offense, dude, you're not a preacher. You're not like, and that's what's relatable to me. You know, I know you've been through the same stuff that I've been through. I know, like, we slip up and say stupid stuff, but like, you know, one of the coolest things, like when I read this the other day, when God put a calling on your life, he already accounted for your stupidity.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I was like, okay, cool. So he already knew I was going to be stupid. He knew I was going to do dumb stuff, but he's going to pull me back. So that's Mulligan Ministries. That's 24L, man. Like we're passionate about it. We got a big thing coming up, you know, October. We got a little bit of time, but we do want to share some of that. Phillip, if you want to talk about our golf tournament and how we're going to do things and what we're raising money for and all that.
Yeah, man. So obviously a lot of people that know me know I do the Kelly Keith tournament in May. We've been doing that for about 17 years. Matt and I got together. We want to kind of spin this thing off. We're going to do a little bit different format October 4th at Green River Country Club in Chesterfield. They've been so kind to help us out there with a place to play. We're going to do a two-man captain's choice. It's going to be a little different. I don't know that I've ever played in this format myself. But I wanted to do something different. Matt and I was talking about it. We'll blind draw it, turn in your handicaps. The night before, we'll have a drawing out in the public, probably end up at Oslo's that night, get you some good chicken wings. Again, we're not trying to get you into any church or anything like that, so don't judge us on having it at Oslo's. But we are going to draw it there. We like to keep it in front of people so it's live and you get to see what we're doing. And we'll kick it off, I think, 9 a.m. Saturday morning. Pair you up with another team, so it'll be 4 in a hole. Go out there and play. We haven't finalized all the details. I don't think we're really going to have a lot of extra stuff in it. Just come out, play some golf, have some fun, enjoy the day, and support a good cause, man. Because at the end of the day, this money will go right back to Mulligan Ministries and 24L to make sure that kids have the means to play and the equipment to play with.
Yeah.
You know, I was actually talking to somebody the other day, Matt, already reaching out that has equipment and stuff that they take for people, and then they give it out to people that need it too. So a lot of people already wanting to get on board with this thing, which is really, really good. We do need sponsors. We do need some more players. We got about 25 signed up. We got a max of 72. That's all we're going to be able to take. But we got plenty of room for sponsors and donations, and anyone that wants to come hang out and minister with us and fellowship with us, we'll be there to do that too. So looking forward to that, man. Can't wait.
Yeah, there will be prizes. You're going to put them in 2 flights, right, Phillip? That's how
we're
going to finish it up.
I forgot about the fun part, right?
Yeah. Let them know.
So we'll have 2 flights. There's a $50 buy-in for everybody that's playing. That'll generate the prize pot, and we'll buy A+ and A-. So we'll have our top prizes there for probably the first and second place winners. There'll be a little cash money for you there. You're not going to get rich. You're not going to get to quit your job, but come out and show your golf skills, fellowship, have a good time, and maybe you can take a little money home.
Come on, man. I looked up yesterday. Scotty Scheffler has earned $19 million in 2025. Like, come on. We got to give him something, Phillip.
I got something. But he's on another level.
You know, like he said, man, we're really excited about this. I think it'll be a good thing. We're not trying to get rich off of it. I can assure you, and if on my side of things, and I'm pretty sure Phillip feels the same way, like if you question like where this, I will show you where our money's going for Mulligan Ministries. I will show reach out. Hey,
come ride with us, man.
Yeah.
When we disperse these checks and we give it to these go into these communities, man. I always post pictures of the money that we give out. I mean, it's nothing like that. We want to make sure that this money gets to the right people in the right hands. Because again, I say this all the time, and you may hear it in some other videos. There's a lot of people out there that are hurting right now. A lot of people that are hurting, and people are going through a lot of things. And I don't think that I've always been the type of father, and Matt's kind of the same way, that when my kids come to me and want something, I find a way. And it ain't always been easy. It's not. It's hard to sit there when you're laying in your bed at night and you're wondering, man, how can I make this work? How can I do this? And so if we can go out there and relieve some of that burden off some of these families, that just can't make it work because, hey, I've been there too. I've been in these moments where I just don't know if I can make these ends meet. So if we can alleviate that, and then the second side of this, there's kids in some of these, situations that need this out, that need sports to get them out of some tough situations. To put it in a positive spin for them, to put their mind and their focus into something else, so they can be more productive. And you never know who's waiting in the wings. The next Michael Jordan might be out there. The next whatever we can do to own that and get them into a positive culture. That's what we want to do. Keep them off the streets, keep them in good things, keep them focused. Sports teaches a lot about life. So I'm a big believer in that, man. And that's the whole mission. That's it.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, October 4th, let us know if you want to register a sponsor. Prizes, anything like that we can help and, help your business out as well, or help you out individually with some sponsorship money. If you need a tax write-off, that's cool too. Like, we'll take that. But we want to help, equipment, sponsorships of teams. There's teams that, they need sponsors to pay for jerseys so that the parents and the players aren't having to pay for those. On the Mulligan Ministry side, like, one of my goals is to get some like starter sets of youth clubs, to get some of the kids into the game. Like, golf is becoming more popular than it used to be now with like YouTube golf and all this stuff. But like, we need more young people in the game of golf. And if that's a way for you to like get out and get active, cool. So that's, just some things that we'll be doing with our proceeds as well, man. So anyway,
24 L's kind of focus on soccer, but we do help whatever. But soccer is the same way. These growing sports are out there, and if we can make you an introduction to it, because there's a lot of sports that a lot of people around here don't really know about. They're just so fun, man.
Yeah.
They're so fun to play, and they teach a lot. So that's where the focus is at.
Yeah. Golf, soccer, we will be football, basketball, whatever sports, wherever the needs arise. Like, we're gonna try to help as much as we can.
Absolutely.
But all right, switching gears, man. So like the normal operations, this is all our intro stuff for our first episode, but the normal operations of our Wednesday shows will be a Wednesday night release. We'll start with some sort of devotional, some verses, some words of encouragement for you all. We'll go into local sports and college sports. And I know some of you are cringing already, because when the Gators lose that first game, Phillip Leviner is going to be on here blowing up. And, but we will talk about some of that stuff. We're in SEC country, so the greatest league in college football. So that's kind of the
we better not lose the first one. The second one, maybe we play FIU the first one. We better win that one.
So I'm a Gamecock, so I've been through a lot of hurt as well, Phillip. Don't worry.
I understand.
Yeah, so that's normal order of operations. So we'll jump into a little bit tonight of how we're going to do things. We'll share a couple of verses and some encouragement, and talk about some of the local things coming up. And we're really, really close to college football season, which is my favorite time of the year.
Oh man, yes.
So we'll talk about that at the end of the night. So first, we want to start with the foundation of Armor Up Athletics. What does that mean? How did we come up with this name? And it came from Ephesians 6:11. Okay. And in Ephesians 6:11, you're talking about putting on the full armor of God, your belt of truth, your breastplate of righteousness, your shoes of readiness, your shield of faith, your helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit. So that's the foundation of our podcast and what we want to do with it. So the way we came up with this, like, athletes never step onto the field unprepared, whether it's a helmet, shoulder pads, shin guards, golf tees, whatever it is in whatever sport. You don't step onto the field unprepared. So why would you step into your daily life spiritually and mentally unprepared? Paul writes in this verse to remind believers that we're in a battle, not just against another team in a sport, but not against the scoreboard, but we're going against temptation, pride, fear, laziness, all those things. So that's the foundation of where we're at and what we are and how we came up with this name. And just some relations to athletics here. I talked about it in Paul is writing in Ephesians. He's talking about the belt of truth. What's the athletic parallel? The athletic parallel is the game plan, right? The game plan. Keep your mind focused on what God's what God's saying, what He's writing about, how it comes through the Bible. So you got to focus on the game plan, just like in a football game and in soccer and whatever sport it is. You got to keep that game plan. So that belt of truth, that breastplate of righteousness, the athletic parallel that I came up with was your shoulder pads. Okay, that protects your heart and your integrity. Right, you need that breastplate of righteousness. Shoes of peace. That was easy. Cleats. Right. So it helps you stand your ground. Helps you find your purpose and move with purpose. If you don't have the right cleats on, you're going to slip and fall on the grass and all that. So keep your shoes of peace on with God. The shield of faith, I said it's a blocking pad, right? So there's a lot of football analogies because most of you know, especially when they see it from Phillip's side, like in that county over there in Chesterfield. I was there for a year and had a great time, but they know I'm a football coach. So the blocking pad absorbs pressure from the enemy's attack, right? So if you have a blocking pad at practice, it's going to absorb that pressure and that blow. So you need that shield of faith to absorb the blow from temptation, from the devil, from all those different things. And then helmet of salvation. The helmet, right? You got to have the helmet on in football. It guards your thoughts. It helps with your identity and your confidence. Like so much in this journey has been confidence based for me. Like, can I really get out there and share? I'm not a preacher. Like, I don't know the word like that. I can't recite verses from memory. I can't just spit them out. But I'm going to put on my helmet and try. Just like if I'm playing the number one team in the country, I'm going to put on my helmet. I'm going to go give my best effort. So, and then the last one, the sword of the Spirit. That's our playbook. That's our offensive weapon. You got to know the word and use it in battle to the best of your ability. So, on game day, that's every day in real life. But on game day, just like don't only wear your gear on game day. You got to wear your helmet, your shoulder pads, your shin guards. You got to wear that gear at practice. So we got to do that every day in school, in relationships, online, Facebook. Yeah, Facebook. Phillip's talked about a lot about Facebook people now. Got to be careful on there. Can be good.
Lord have mercy.
We're going to use it for good. And then we got to use it in pressure moments, like when you're facing temptation, when you see somebody that knows the old you and see somebody that knows what you have done, what are you going to do and how are you going to fight that battle? So, real life examples, if you don't have a mouthpiece in, you're at risk. If you don't have the word of God with you, if you don't have your shield of faith with you, you are at risk from attacks from the devil. I mean, it comes from all different angles, from all different people, from all different walks of life. So make sure that you take that, and for what it's worth, again, I'm not a preacher. I just wanted to share the foundation, Ephesians 6:11. Put on your armor of God, and we've got some cool songs that we've been listening to and shared back.
Yeah.
Putting on the armor, and Rain B comes out with some good stuff. But find that stuff, man. Ephesians 6:11. I encourage you, and that's why Paul says in that, put on the full armor. Don't go halfway. I tell our kids on the football field, if you're going to do it, if you're going to come to practice, you might as well go 100%. If not, we're just wasting time. So let's go full speed. Let's put on the full armor of God and attack it with Armor Up Athletics, Ephesians 6:11.
Yeah, that was a perfect verse, Matt. When we talked that day, it kind of when you sent that to me, it culminated everything that we talked about that moment. And you do that every day. And I've always said that with my personality, I've been 100% in everything that I've done. If I was going to drink Fireball, it was going to be 100%. I was going to drink everything in the house. So, when you talk about the full armor of God, it makes perfect sense because it takes that in this world. You can't walk out the door half prepared to face the world and what's going on right now. Yeah. You got to be fully prepared, because all it takes is the wrong step, and the devil's waiting on you as soon as you come out the door. Yeah. Right? He is waiting there. So if you don't have that full armor of God on and you're not ready to meet that challenge head on, you could slip. Now, there's things that you can slip on, and God's still going to have you right there. I've slipped for 30 plus years, and he's never took his hand off me, right? I mean, he's had every reason to cut me from the team. I wasn't showing up for practice. I wouldn't go. I wasn't running my routes. I wasn't doing anything. And he still kept me right there. So,
was not studying the playbook. Man,
he's a great coach.
Was not studying the
everybody
playbook.
should want to play for God.
Yeah, and before you go to your verse, I'm gonna read my verse. I didn't put in the second half, but Ephesians 6:11. Put on all of God's armor, then you can remain strong against the devil's evil plans. That's the foundation of Armor Up Athletics. That's why our logo has Ephesians 6:11 in it. So
It was a
I know
great
Phillip.
verse, man.
I know Phillip wants to share a verse and some words as well. So take it away, buddy.
Yeah, so mine's a little bit different. It's going through these last couple of weeks or months with myself and with some things that's happened in the community and with some people that are really close to me. My verse is Proverbs 3, 4, 5. I used it in one of my videos this week. It's just, it just hits home. It's just a lot going on right now. Where it says, and lo and behold, I just lost it. Computers.
We're not
Give me just a
professionals.
second.
Remember
I
that.
got it right here. There it is. Takes a minute for me to. I'm not a computer guru by no means. You'll have to bear with me. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. So, when we think about things that we go through in life, and you see good people doing good works, and they're a good person, and they've done well their whole lives, and their life is stricken, cut short for diseases and cancer and things of that nature. It's human nature to question that, right? I mean, I've questioned it because I take myself that's not fully lived for God my whole life, right? That at any point that if I'd have been taken out of this world, I probably wouldn't have ended up in heaven. I wasn't doing anything for God. I wasn't really, putting myself out there like I should. So you really get into this verse, and it meant a lot to me because you can't lean on your own understanding. That's what God says. That's not what you're supposed to do. You got to lean on Him. You got to put it in Him, and if you do that, things will work out. It suggests that by seeking God's guidance and trusting in Him, you would gain favor and respect in the eyes of others, right? So if we can show people that in our time, in our worst times, that we're still faithful and we're still godly, it'll lead others, and it really has done that. And I'm going to use Kirk and Heather Shower because we did the golf tournament. We took a little bit of some money over there to support them through what Kirk was going through. And at that point, I still wasn't sure where I wanted to be. I was still kind of half in, half out. And I'll wrap this up kind of quick. But when I talked to Kirk that day, and God rest him, he passed away this week, and to see what he was going through at that moment in his life, and he turned that around on me, Matt, and witnessed to me, prayed for me, and told me how much God loved me. I walked out of that house that day thinking to myself, how selfish I've been in my life. Like, if he can sit in there and believe that and be faithful to God in that moment, then what's stopping me, right? So there's nothing in your life that can ever be so bad that you can't look up and find the faith to be where you need to be. And you got to learn to not lean on your own understanding. That's a big verse. And if you can do that as a Christian, I think it will help you, because there's always going to be something that happens that we're going to be like, man, where was God in that, right? Where is He at in this? Well, He's there. There's a plan, and it's bigger than our minds can ever understand. So that was a big verse for me, man. It hits me. I lean on it all the time because I question a lot of things. I'm a very inquisitive person. So
No, I love that, man. I think we could all use that reminder. And there's it's crazy how certain events around your life can unexpectedly hit you. Like just like wanting to come up with this idea, I unexpectedly was laying in bed like doom scrolling, they call it, right? And I found Fourth in Faith, and it changed the way I looked at things. And like you never know where it's going to come from. My prayer, my
That's right.
hope is that Armor Up Athletics can do that for just one person. Like if we could just impact one person, I would feel
That's
like
it.
everything worked out for us and how we're going to do things. And really excited about the future of Armor Up Athletics. We're going to share a quick message. Ultimately, our goal is to not like berate you and beat you with the Bible, so to speak, but we're going to spend 30 or 40 minutes an episode of just sharing things about our faith, verse, words of encouragement, and then go into sports. So we'll talk about some sports coming up, with some local sports, some college sports, and really excited to be in the greatest season there is, and that's football season. I love soccer. I love golf. I like baseball. Not really a fan of basketball. People are mind blown when I say that because I'm 6'7", but Really never really got into basketball, So, but we'll switch gears and we'll go into our local sports.
Oh man, what are we gonna do this year, right? I'm a Brave. I'm a Brave through and through. I played ball there too, and I talked to Coach Poole yesterday. As a matter of fact, we were at the big tailgate. They did. We had the Gatorade drive. We did the barbecue cook-off, some wing cook-off. I got to be a judge, so I got to eat a lot of good food yesterday, which something I've been trying not to do. I'm trying to lose weight, but man, they had some of the greatest desserts, good wings up there. Community come out and supported it really well. Over 3,000 or 4,000 bottles of Gatorade was donated. But Coach Ash and Coach Poole, that's my boys. I'm riding with them. 10-2 last year, reaching championship. Got some playmakers back. We got Anthony Strong. We got Caden Thomas. We got Nick Gordon. I mean, I'm ready to ride with my Braves this year, man.
Trust me. I very well know that the Braves have some players over there, and I do. It was a fun rivalry last year, and that game was a lot of people, but Coach Poole, known him for a while, and really good guy, good coach, and when you look at it from outside the rivalry, like I hope both teams go undefeated. Now I still I still got to stick like Coach Dixon over at Chesterfield. Shout out to Coach Dixon, like he's a Chesterfield guy.
I was going to say, man, that's great for him. Super happy for him to be over there.
He did so much for me in my time there. He was our assistant head coach. He was our offense coordinator. He's a community guy. The community loves him. The community's rallying behind him. Really excited for him and to see what they do. It's a big thing for that school to have that tradition, that pride there. And the only thing I told Coach Dixon was, good luck following in that last guy's footsteps because that's going to be hard to
do. It's a big shoes to fill, Coach.
No, but I'm rooting for those guys.
I was about an 8% Chesterfield fan at one time in my life, and Nick was playing during that time. When they had a lot of success then, and so super proud of him. Glad he's in that community. I love those guys up there. I talked to Grant Carter and Lee Sheila and those guys a lot. They had a great run, man. I hope that they can get that success back because I love it. I would love nothing more than Sharon and Chesterfield to come in every year and both be undefeated.
That would be
great. That would be great for our county. Shout out to Payson too. Payson's in there, McBee. I love our county. I think Chesterfield County is a very strong county. But I'd love that Chesterfield Sharon rivalry just to bang it out. It's always, you really don't know. I mean, you can throw records out the window when that game comes around, though.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
It's a dogfight.
Yeah,
it's fun, man. I'm like you though. I didn't play a lot of football in my life, but I love it. I was a baseball guy, played baseball, but I am absolutely stoked for football season, man. So we got some jamborees coming up
this Friday, the 15th. We have the Dillon Jamboree of Champions. We got Fairmont versus Latta at 6:30. A lot of North Carolina, South Carolina matchups here in this Jamboree of Champions over at Dillon. Fairmont, new coaching staff, expecting some turnover there with a new DC OC. Latta historically has been a pretty decent small school football team.
Yeah.
Both teams can kind of see where they're at, especially Fairmont coming in with a new staff and new system and new way of doing things. At 7:30, the second matchup of the night, you got Scotland versus Hartsville. No, Phillip, I'm not gonna talk too much about that. I won't cover too much Scotland. There's a little conflict there.
I'll talk more on that one for you. I mean, I got some vested interest in that too because I am rooting for you, and I want you guys to play well. And I think that'll be a good matchup, though. I think that's an intriguing matchup.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you want in the preseason. You want a test, a challenge to see, and obviously Hartsville historically very, very good football program. They're going to run the football at you, and so we'll see where we stand. We've scrimmaged one time already, and we'll look pretty good. We've got some things to clean up, but this will be a real test, and then leading up into the game one against Dillon. So two good South Carolina matchups in a row there for us. 8:30.
Too, by the way.
Well, we can make that happen. I know a guy. 8:30. The third matchup at Dillon Jamboree of Champions will be West Florence versus Richmond County. West Florence new head coach there at West. Richmond. I've been told that I'm not supposed to wear green. Like I didn't realize this rivalry was like Carolina Clemson up here, man. So, and the first thing I did was like with Mulligan Ministry, made my colors green and yellow.
Change your whole color scheme.
I like no. I got it from the Masters. Okay, it's not about Richmond. So really excited to see that matchup because two big boys, and obviously I got a vested interest in that. I'll be sticking around after our game to scout a little bit. So
yeah, that's going to be a good one too.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one. I didn't realize they were playing. That's going to be a dogfight too.
Yeah, no doubt. And then the headline matchup, the home team of Dillon is playing Darlington at 9:30 in the last matchup of the night. Darlington, how about the turnaround that they've had with Jamie Johnson? I mean, I got a vested interest at Darlington. I started my coaching career there. Like that was my first job teaching and coaching. So it's always got a special place in my heart there at Darlington.
Yeah.
Jamie Johnson, Jamie Norris, two great guys.
I've known Jamie for years, man.
And now they've added one of my best friends, Marquise Camp, is the head wrestling coach there, and he's helping with football as well. He was over at St. Andrews with us as the head wrestling coach, and obviously I think everybody knows what happened over there. But really excited to see what Darlington can continue to do and continue to grow under that new system. They got a matchup now. They got a tough matchup that night.
Look, anytime you play Dillon, you got a matchup, right?
Yeah.
Historical program over there, so.
Yeah,
that's Roller, isn't it?
Kelvin Roller, head coach over there. And then you got to play them between the white walls. So that's something that they take pride in over there at Dillon. It's gonna be a fun night. Dillon Jamboree of Champions, August 15th. We've got 4 good matchups. Last tune-up game before the regular season hits. We'll switch over to the Willie Williams Jamboree. It's going to be hosted at Central High School this year. It's Chesterfield County schools. They say Chesterfield versus everybody, right? Chesterfield County versus everybody. Here we go. First matchup of the night at 6 p.m. will be McBee versus Piedmont. We played McBee last year, and I tell you what, that's a tough, scrappy, hard-nosed football team. Really excited to.
I think we open up with them this year.
Yeah.
Our first regular season, we go to McBee. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's not a pushover now. I mean,
not at all.
And it's crazy because they'll walk out there with like 20 kids, but like they're 20 players. Like they can play.
Yeah.
Second matchup of the night at 7 p.m. We've got Chesterfield versus Lamar. 2 head coaching changes in that matchup. 2 head coaching change-ups in that matchup. So, Lamar historically, I mean, it's them and Abbeville. Them and Abbeville in 1A football. I mean, championships on championships. NFL players out of Lamar left and right. So, Chesterfield's got a matchup there to see where they stand, see what they can do moving into this season. Coach Dixon there, like we mentioned before, really excited for those guys, and I think that'll be a good test for both teams. Both head coaches want to see how they are going to progress and get ready for week 1. So good matchup for Chesterfield and Lamar. 8 p.m. We got Trinity Collegiate and then the Leviner Braves.
This is the only time you'll see me do this. Only time is for Sherrall.
That's Florida State, man. You can't be doing that.
Sherrall did it, and I have to do it for them. I wish we could find something else because it is a conflict of interest for me a little bit.
And Phillip mentioned earlier, like some of those playmakers. You throw some of those names out again for us there, Phillip.
Anthony Strong, Nick Gordon, Caden Thomas, I think are 3, studs on that team. You got a couple more. Crawford Poole and those guys. The defense is going to be pretty legit, but I'm looking forward to seeing Nick and Caden if that chemistry can get flowing and we can throw the ball. Because Sherrall's not really known for throwing the football a lot, but Caden Thomas he's a good quarterback, man. He got a good arm. He's getting a lot of looks for next level play. Nick's on the radar with Clemson and those guys. He's a playmaker. I mean, he can really get to it. So I'm excited to see it this year. I'm old school Sherrall back when Bernie Bourne was there, and we just 26 crossbuck right up the gut. Stop it if you can type deal.
Yeah.
So times has changed, but I love to see us throw the football too. So I'm excited about this year.
There's no doubt. They are not historically a passing team, but that quarterback can do it. He threw it pretty well against the Rams last year. Just saying.
And well, in the Barnwell, bounced interception game.
Yeah.
Bring that up.
I talked to Coach Poole that night because I was scrolling Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it these days and saw the play and I'm like, what in the world? And you can't tell the angle and I get all that, but it was very, very questionable. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was a tough way to go.
Yeah.
Anyway,
no doubt. You don't want to talk about that one too much longer. Last matchup of the night, 9 p.m. Central versus the SC Spartans. Coach Eason and those guys over at Central do a really good job of coaching up and loving up their players. I got nothing but respect for Coach Eason, and I got a feeling that Central this season is going to be playing with a little chip on their shoulder and
definitely.
Little bit extra with Sean Davis. In their
that extra patch on their shoulder this year, and rightly so, man. Tragic event for them, and our prayers and thoughts are with them this season.
Yeah.
We know those kids are going to have a lot on their minds, but I really hope they can rally around that and embrace that emotion and take it and have a great season for them. I hate that happened.
It's a senseless act that hopefully we could get our local communities to do better, and it was just, it was different back in the day, Phillip. We could have a disagreement, we could fight, and then we'd shake hands and walk away. And nowadays it's a little bit different. We've got weapons and all this stuff that people are getting their hands on, and we got to get back to talking to each other and loving one another, and we can disagree. Me and you were going to disagree on some stuff on here.
Absolutely. And that should be okay, right? That should be fine. We should be able to have healthy conversations, even hard conversations, and be okay. It shouldn't turn to that level of violence, man. And we glorify it now. I think we've lost a little value of human life. Kids get embarrassed now. Everything's being videoed and put out there, and you feel like you got to retaliate or whatever it may be. It's just, it wasn't that big when we were growing up. Like you said, if we had a disagreement, we might throw a few hands here and there, but we'd be fine afterwards. We'd be playing in the mud together 10 minutes after we fought. It wasn't even that big of a deal. But I just hope we can, again, I think God's got a plan. I think, we got to spread more love and positivity in the community. when I was younger, I was quick-lipped too, but I think we got to start thinking about our thoughts and taking some time. Jagger plays travel baseball a little bit, and they have a big philosophy. Like after the game, if you're not happy the way something went, or you didn't like the playing time that your kid got or whatever, they ask you to take 24 hours and then come back and talk about it. And I think if we've done that a lot of times, just take the time, really think about the situation, and ask yourself, is what you're fixing to do worth it? Because consequences are coming for everything that we do, right? And I think, I don't know, man. It's just a sad situation. But again, want to send a lot of love and prayers to Central this year, and hopefully, they can rally around that and have a great season and be able to remember their teammate.
Yeah, for sure. Again, thoughts and prayers to Central, to the Davis family. I hope they rally around that. I know they will. I know they'll have number 5 with them every game. And it's tragic, but sports have a way of bringing people together and bringing people through hard times. So
healing medicine.
Hopefully Coach Eason and the Central football team can battle through that and use it as motivation for them. So that's the Willie Williams Jamboree hosted at Central High School, McBee Piedmont, Chesterfield Lamar, Sherrall Trinity Collegiate, and then the final will be the home team Central versus the SC Spartans. Local matchups all around, man. It's almost my favorite time of the season, Phillip.
I can feel it. The weather got a little chilly this morning.
Yes. And then at the end of every show, we'll close it out with some college football. We're a little bit further away from college football. That's okay. We do have 5 matchups on the 23rd. So I'll rattle those off. And if you want to say something about any of these teams, you feel free to drop in whatever you got. Iowa State, Kansas State, at noon. You got Idaho State, UNLV, Fresno State, Kansas at 6:30. Sam Houston versus Western Kentucky at 7. And then the headliner of the night will be Stanford and Hawaii at 7:30 on 8/23.
I'm watching them all, Matt.
Yeah,
I'm watching them all. It's college football, man.
It's college football. It's the greatest time. I do think these early matchups. I mean, I'm glad that they put some of these teams that you don't typically get to see on TV. You get to see some different football and some different coaching philosophies and some different offenses and defenses go out there. I do have to shout out, man, Sam Houston State. At St. Andrews, I hired a guy named Antonio Williams. He played running back at North Carolina, played at Ohio State, played in the NFL for 3-4 years. He was going to be our running backs coach at St. Andrews University. Obviously, school shut down, things happen. He's at Sam Houston State as the running backs coach, working for Coach Longo out there. So he landed on his feet. I think he'll be okay. So really looking forward to being able to watch him on CBS, and that'll be fun to be like, man, he was coaching in Laurinburg, North Carolina, albeit 3 months, but he's on TV now. So really excited about that, and like you said, I'm gonna watch them all. Stanford, Hawaii, like never thought that we would be waiting up at night for that matchup, but I will.
I mean, if it's football, it's going to be on the TV, man. And again, I'm a Gator first, but at the end of the day, I love all football. I love competition. I love watching these kids get out there and battle, man. It's just like any other game. Again, I love all sports. I think sports are great, and every sport has its own unique ability to challenge you.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing draws a crowd quite like football, man. That's it. I mean, when the lights come on and you line up bucket on bucket, it's time to go, right?
That 100% true. I think we'll dive into other sports, through Armor Up Athletics. That's all we did.
We're going to do that for sure.
We didn't want to give it a football, like Armor Up football, but we love football. We'll get into, basketball and soccer and baseball and golf, but, just dropping our first episode at the start of football season, it's only right that we're going to dive into football for a little bit here. But really excited to see where Armor Up Athletics goes. I hope that some of our messages have inspired you. One thing that we will do when we get into like the regular, quote, regular college football season, we talked about this idea, is doing a college pick'em. So we'll set up an online college pick'em and, pick through some games, just the guys picking together, and we'll do some giveaways for the winner of the week. Whoever gets the most games right might get a 24L hat or a Mulligan Ministry hat or Armor Up Athletics hat. We're going to try to get some merch and some stuff just to give away. And then if we want to sell it and give back, obviously we're not selling that. Again, we're not selling that to make money. I want everybody to understand that, because what's funny is like my little brother, and my former defensive coordinator from back in Columbia, South Carolina, we would always sit around and goof off and spitball ideas of like get rich quick things. Like, what can we invent? What can we do to make money? And so like, I don't want people to think that's what I'm doing. I'm not trying to do this to make money. I'm trying to do this to help others. Philippians 2, 3, and 4. Like, I want to be humble and give back to others. So that's what this is about. And to Dylan and Chris, the guys that I was talking about, like, this ain't one of my schemes, guys. Like those were like we were just playing around, sitting at the lunch table, So, but really excited to see where this goes. And really excited to see how this grows. Really excited to be together with you, Phillip. It's been a blessing to be able to text you and talk to you and send you these songs that we're listening to together and verses and things.
Same, man.
That we've been going through.
I listen to Ray Lewis a lot. I'm a big Ray Lewis fan. I think he's very inspirational. And, I always kind of find a quote and I'll send it to Jagger and Jason. You hit on something earlier. He talks about having a spiritual companion as well. So you got to have that. And who knows who God's going to put in your life, right? 3 weeks ago, I never thought me and you'd be sitting here doing this. I mean, like I said, I've known you. I love you to death. I followed your career, but look, God works in mysterious ways, and you go back to what Ray said. You show me your friends, I'll show you your future. I love all my friend group, and that's no disrespect to anybody. I will hang with a lot of my friends. I just can't do some of the same things that I used to do. Again, when we come on here and we talk about these things, it's not to judge anybody. It's not to try to convince you that we're throwing the Bible at you and telling you got to quit drinking. That's not my job, right? This is my path that I got to walk that I feels best for me. I can still hang out with anybody. I went to Oslo's last night, got me some chicken wings. Is it hard not to order a beer from time to time? Sure it is. That's the struggle I'm gonna always face, right? I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, and people tell me, oh, you can have one beer. No, Phillip can't, because if Phillip drinks one, he's gonna drink 50. I don't. There's no stopping me. So for me and my path and what I need to do, this is strictly for me. And when we get on here and we talk, it's about spreading the word of God and what God wants us to do, and is working through us. And if people hear our message and take something from it, then it's worked, right? That's what it's meant to do. It's not meant for people to come in here and look at Phillip and Matt. That's not what it's for. If you take anything from looking at us too, just look at our hats. That's all we want you to see. It's not us. It's not for the body of Phillip or the body of Matt. It's for the work of God. It's for spreading Jesus and love. And we're still going to talk junk and be competitive and talk about our teams and have fun. I want to show that part of it too. Being a Christian is not boring. You don't have to sit in a corner and act like you can't have fun and talk junk and have a good life. We want to express the positivity. And if this gets one viewer, then and it affects that one person, we did our job, man. That's what it's for.
Yeah, for sure. You said something in one of your other videos, like you can correct me if I'm wrong with this quote. We can try to beat the crap out of you, but we can pray for you after. You said something.
Yeah, so that actually came from the travel baseball team. Dean Yarborough and FCA and Brad Duke over there, the team we play for. They were talking to the kids one day, and they were like, they start off with a Bible verse, and they're really faith-based. They're really based around Christianity. They don't, if you play there, obviously know that's what it's about. So we wanted to play there because it was good for us. But the funniest thing I got after the first day I was there is like, look, don't think for 1 second because we serve Jesus that we're going to take it easy. We want to beat we're going to beat the brakes off our opponent. You want to pray for them afterwards. So I thought that was just outstanding. I knew I was in the right place when the man said that. I'm like, okay, now we're good, because I'm not going to sit back here and act like I'm passive, and I'm not going to yell at a game and not be competitive and not want to win just because I'm serving God. I mean, that's it. You step on the field, you can ask my wife. When my son played indoor soccer at the church this year, I was all into it, and she's like, they're just having fun. I'm like, as soon as you turn the scoreboard on, it's not fun anymore. We're competitive. We're keeping score. I don't care what we're playing. I want to win. You keep score. Okay, I'll tone it down a little bit, but we want to win. All right. Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, again, I'm going to always be competitive. If I thumb wrestle you, I want to win. That's just the way I'm built. And I think anybody that's around sports truly wants to be like that. But you got to win with class, lose with class, and you can always be an example for God on the field and off the field. So that's kind of where we want to be.
No doubt, man. I think really excited, man. This first episode, I think flowed very well. I'm excited. I hope it impacts somebody. We're looking forward to doing it more and more and more in the future. Like I said, you can look for Wednesday night drops. Follow us on Facebook, like our page, Armor Up Athletics. Me and Phillip will both be sharing that and sharing some clips and teasers and updates and golf tournament information and different things that we're going to be doing and helping each other out through this whole process, man. I do want to share one final thing before we pray and get out of here. Like I said, been diving back into church a lot here lately. Been listening to the pastor, and one of the things he said that I thought was absolutely amazing. I think this could help somebody. He said, if you're a believer, right here on earth is as bad as it gets. It's as bad as it gets. If you believe, this is as bad as it gets. If you don't believe, right here on earth,
that's strong.
If you don't believe, right here on earth is as good as it gets.
Right.
So I needed that, like from the things that I've been going through, from my school shutting down, not having a job, trying to scramble and figure out how I'm gonna provide for my family. And I'm like, he's like, this is as bad as this gets. You know what, Matt?
Right.
Philip. This is as bad as it gets right here on earth because we believe.
Yep.
We know something's better
I
and
didn't think
bigger
about
is
that.
coming. So I thought that was very profound and an amazing message that I heard from him, and really just wanted to share that with you and with
Hey,
everybody
that's
else that
powerful,
may
man.
be viewing.
I needed that myself.
Hey,
So
this is as bad as it gets for us, Philip. This is bad. Now, if you don't
I
believe,
love it.
on the
I
flip side,
love
if you
it.
don't believe, this is as good as it gets. And I don't want this to be the height of everything. I don't want this to
Right.
be the only thing.
Right.
I'm looking forward to meeting my maker and seeing my grandma again and seeing my
That's
family
it.
members that have
That's
went on
it,
and
man.
passed. And
I don't want you to think. I don't want to think that when you put me in a box, that's it. That I've lived my whole life just to go in a box and it's over.
hey,
You
no
know.
doubt.
And when people ask me why do I believe, that's why. I want to see my grandpa. I want to know that when I die, that my kids are going to come see me again. I want to be reunited. And the way we do that is through heaven and through Christianity and through believing, and that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, that's my purpose. And
Yeah.
it took me a long time to really embrace that, but this is where I'm at. And I wake up and I do have tough days. I do, and it's gonna be like that. But I know when I lay my head down at the end of the night that I know where I'm going. If I go to sleep and I don't wake up, I'm at peace now. I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
7 to 8 months ago, I couldn't have said that.
Yeah.
So,
I agree. I'm with you.
There's going to be said for peace.
Yeah. So, anyway, follow us, like us on Facebook, Armor Up Athletics. Looking forward to getting to see you guys in person at the golf tournament. Really excited to raise some money for 24L Mulligan Ministries, play some golf, have some fun, lose a bunch of golf balls, that kind of stuff. But before we go, Phillip, I'm gonna end us in prayer if you don't mind,
Sure.
and we'll get on out of here.
10-4.
Dear God, we ask that you use Armor Up Athletics, use my mouth and Phillip's mouth as a way to spread your word. We ask that you help us grow, help us learn. We don't know what we're doing here, Lord, but we are trying to help and trying to spread the good word. We ask that you keep our teams safe, our local teams, our college teams, every football player and team that we're talking about here today. Keep them safe at the start of this season. Help them grow, guide, lead those guys and lead those teams, lead those coaches, Lord. We ask that you protect our schools. Schools just getting back in, Lord, and we ask that you protect those schools, keep those kids safe, guide those teachers, and let them teach the right way. We ask that you keep us safe the rest of this week. We thank you for everything you've done for us and everything you're going to do for us, Lord. In your name we pray. Amen.
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 You guys have a good week.
See you later, Phillip.
See you.